Yes. I'm trying to think of the most succinct way to answer that question because it's definitely a very personal question as well. I, Alexa mentioned, we could start a recycling program. And I think there's a huge difference in a kid from the South Bronx feeling like they can start a recycling program when they see garbage all over the community versus a kid who feels like somebody else has to come in and save them and help kids understand that they have the ability to be change makers. And so that is one aspect of it. I am a graduate of Carnegie Mellon University and also Columbia University, and I work at a national organization that has much success with helping other school communities reimagine school. That's one way to introduce myself. I could also introduce myself as a Black Latina immigrant from Dominican Republic who grew up in a single household in a low-income community. And I know for a fact that when I got into spaces that were rigorous, unlike the traditional education that I received in my district. The reason why I underscored this idea of identity affirming is because that's when things fell apart, right? The first time that I got a 38 out of 100 on a calculus exam in that big hall at Carnegie Mellon University, and I looked around and no one really looked like me, the first thought that I had was, I don't belong here. Why did I think that as the first person in my family to go to college, as an immigrant in this country, still waiting for my citizenship at the time, why did I think that I could step into one of the top 20 schools in the country and do well? Because I didn't have that rigor, right? I was working on worksheets and I was opening the math textbook and I was copying the exact problem. And so that's why that's really important to me, is to reach back to my community, people who I very much identify with, and make sure that you have these experiences early on so that you have that integrated sense of self, so that you have that efficacy and that belonging that we know now from the research, but this is my lived experience, is so much more important than whatever your math and ELA competencies are, especially when it comes to staying in higher education or pursuing whatever life path and passion it is that you want to pursue.